really appreciate the fact that in a medium-sized city and in a county with a lot of rural communities that you do take homelessness as seriously as you do. Really impressed with the work that's going on in Middletown and the work that's going on the shoreline with the Housing, the Hope Partnership. To see local community leaders, and I live in Guilford, so I know what NIMBY can be like, but when I see local political leaders and religious leaders come together to say, this is our problem, it's not something that New Haven or Hartford has to take care of, it's something we need to address. It's just very affirming to me, and I think Middlesex County really has taken a lot of lead.
My name is Fred Pinero. As you know, I'm a U.S. Navy veteran for 5.5 years active duty. I served my country with pride and honor. I did my job and did it well, 110%. I knew the risk when I went in, and I took it anyway. Through that time, though, I wore my body down a bit, my back, my neck, my left knee, and my mind as well. When you're a veteran, there seems to be like a gap that exists. A gap that exists between military service and becoming a civilian. You're told what to wear, you're given everything, and then suddenly you come home, and sometimes you lose your entire family. You lost your identity. For some of us, we fall between the gap of military life and civilian life. When I got out of the Navy on medical discharge in '03, I had trouble adjusting to civilian life, so I lived in the back of my Jeep and trying to find work during the days. I began to self-medicate like many others to deal with my PTSD. And I spent years living in different places around the country. I lost homes, jobs, I slept in abandoned buildings, and I've had a hard and arduous climb to get where I am now. Most of us attend this stand down so we can remember a time when we were proud and walked tall. A day where we could wash off the homelessness.
People like Fred talk really highlight for a lot of us why this is important, why this is something that many of us are really committed to trying to solve. In the city of Middletown, to try and preserve the housing that exists already and upgrade that housing if it needs upgrading. Facilities like Liberty Commons and some scattered site facilities. Countywide, we're trying to find ways to to create new housing that can then house people that need it of a modest income. And so we've had some success. You've heard this morning already about the work that the Hope Partnership is doing in the shoreline area. There's a veterans population on the shoreline, and that's one of the other challenges we have in our county is the VA facilities aren't necessarily located here, and there's also a transportation issue that Preston talked about. Shoreline kind of made some sense to look at some vet housing there because of the ferry crossing project that's under construction now is a transit-oriented project where there's a transit stop, a bus stop right outside the front door of the property, and there's a train station about a mile away that's walkable.
Maybe you could see homeless veterans in a different light. And the age-old problem of dealing with our military veterans after they have served our country has been of much debate, as everyone knows. But I'd like to please consider, have us all please consider, that they have offered up their lives, their safety, and oftentimes their sanity for our freedom and way of life.